Hello everybody, and welcome back to the journey. Another week has passed, so we'll go over everything that's happened, show you the things that I picked up, and talk about an event that happened over the weekend. Other than the weekend itself, it was actually a rather slow week. Money's a little bit on the tighter side as I had to move some money around to do something last week, and so I didn't really get into anything. Last week on Wednesday, of course, I did the filming of last week's wrap-up, and I was really debating. A few days prior to that, I had gone out and bought this JM bar, and they had a lot of these in there, and they had them at $29 a piece. I was really regretting not getting a hold of more than just the one after I spoke, or after all the comments from you all telling me what a good deal they were, and that they were on the side of, collectibles. And, so I thought after posting the video about this, maybe I should have gone and got some more. Money was quite tight, so I wasn't able to go and get any more. But that afternoon, I was just kind of bored sitting around and wondering what I was going to do for the rest of the day, and it hit me that I could move some things around. And so that's what I did. I moved some money around so that I could go back and possibly get some more of these. So I did get on the phone, call the place up where I'd purchased this, and he told me that they had 9 of these left in stock. And so I told him, all right, well, I'm going to come pick up some more of them. And so I got in the car after moving some finances around, and I made the trip back. Well, by the time I got there, somebody had already been in and picked up 3 of them. But that left him with 6. And I did move enough money around that I could buy all 6. My mother wanted one, and I decided I was going to get the rest. Well, oddly enough, they had one still in its plastic wrap. Of course, I bought that for my mother. And then they still had these. So these are, as you can see, all still factory sealed, and they are all sequential numbers, of course. And I ended up getting these at, I do believe, $27 a piece is what he ended up charging me for these. So the price was even better on them. And so I was really happy that I was able to get them. It did kind of suck that I didn't tell him, okay, look, I'm coming to get them, hold all of them for me, so I missed out on 3 of them. But in the end, I did get these 5, so I ended up with 6. And now, of course, since these are all still tied together in their original packaging, I'm going to leave them in here. I'm not going to cut these out and put them into capsules like I did the other. So these will stay in their original packaging in the safe. It is pretty cool that I was able to get a few more before somebody had came and got them all. So that's pretty sweet. But what I had done there, yes, I shifted some finances around to do this, but the finances that I did shift around was actually for this week for me to do a few extra things. And so, it made money tight for over the course of this last week. On Friday, as usual, I did my work. Things were pretty smooth at work. The owner's out of the country for now, and we did some moving things around at the stores we work at, and got the payroll and everything done like I do every Friday. And of course, I went over to Candle Coin and Stamps, and I was quite shocked. I got there and they had just got their delivery of silver in. I'd never had that happen before. Usually I get there and most of the stuff's already been bought up, but she actually had the box and everything still sitting on the counter, and they were going through it all. And so she pointed that out to me and said, well, there's the new stuff, go on over there and check it out. And so that's what I did. And so I did pick up a couple things. One of those things was another maple. I have decided that I'm trying to fill up a tube of these. And so I have started to concentrate a little more on them. Now, I'm not actually talking about an actual tube of these, which would be, I think, 25 in a tube. I'm talking about a tube like this, because, I encapsulate everything. But this puts me to 15 maples. I have 7 there and 7 there. Of course, this makes good old number 15. So that's awesome. We're a little over 3/4 of the way to filling one of those tubes with maples. They had many other things on the counter. They had a few bars, a few other coins and rounds and things like that. But they also had several of these trade units. And I know a lot of you are familiar with trade units, and I've picked up a few recently. But this one is in immaculate condition. There's not even any toning on it. You can see it's quite a high relief. And on the other side, $1974. I was quite surprised. This must have been in some container or something to keep the air away from it, or something to stop the toning, because this still looks like it just came from the factory. But the relief on it, where it comes so far off the coin, it just drew my eyes. And so I picked it up. I got this for $27 and the maple for $28. After a conversation with the shop owner, I headed on over to Silver Eagle. And sadly, yet again, they were closed. And they had a sign on the door that said they were going to be closed until the 5th. I've had really bad luck catching up with them over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Hopefully next week they'll actually be there. But that was pretty much it. I finished my day at work and I went home. Saturday morning I got up as I always do. Got my things together, headed out to go to Liberty Coins and see Mr. Warren. As always, I got there before he did, but it wasn't very long. He was there within a few minutes, and we went and started our usual Saturday morning. But after only being there a few minutes, he started to get bombarded with customers, especially people coming in, oddly enough, selling silver. He already had quite a large stock. He said he had been buying a lot of stuff over the course of the week. So in turn, he had a lot of things on offer. But he got so busy, we had no time for a real conversation, and things were starting to get a little crowded. And so I just decided I'm going to find a piece and I'm going to get out of his way. So I was looking through his case, and one thing immediately jumped out at me. I've seen a lot of you with them, and a lot of folks talk about them on a regular basis. But for me, it's the first one I've ever seen in person. And he had it for $27. So I grabbed it. That is a 1-ounce Engelhard. So I finally did add an Engelhard to my stack. Of course, it's in great shape, and I put it in a capsule, as I do pretty much everything. But this one I was really excited to get. As I said in a video or two ago, I'm not a huge fan of the little bars and things like that. I'm happy to have the ones that I've got. But, basically I was purchasing them just to have something different in the stack. But I have wanted to get an Engelhard, and so I'm really happy to get my hands on one finally. But that is the silver that I picked up for the whole course of the week. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 8 ounces in a week, which is more than I usually get. Over the course of the last few weeks, because of the coin show and some other things have built up. But next week I'm pretty sure it's going to be quite a bit lower. But after I left Mr. Warren's shop, I got a phone call from my son. Well, I got a text message from my son telling me that he was taking his fiancée to the doctor. As many of you know from my previous videos, she is pregnant and my granddaughter is due to be born the end of this month. Well, she was having some pains and things like that, and of course it's her first pregnancy, so they went on to the doctor. And she had already started to dilate. We were all starting to wonder if she was going to have the baby. So needless to say, I didn't do any filming over the course of the weekend because I tried to keep my stuff ready to go so that I could go at the moment's notice of a phone call or anything else saying, hey, the baby's on the way, you need to come on. Well, they took care of her over the course of the whole weekend. She gotten dilated quite well, almost to the point of no return, but they did get it to stop. At the moment, she was about a month early, and they're trying, of course, to reach the 9-month mark. So over the course of the weekend, they were able to get her labor to stop, and they let her go home on Monday. Sunday itself, as I said, I didn't really do anything. I didn't buy any more silver. I went to work and I just paid attention to my phone in case I got the call or the text from my son. Monday, same thing, but finally I had gotten a message from my boy telling me, okay, we're actually going home. So that's good news. The baby's delivery was stopped, so hopefully she can go ahead and make it this next 3 weeks, and so it looks like we're on track to reach that point. Monday and Tuesday I just went to work, not much of anything else. But I will say, on Saturday I decided I was going to go tinker with some more melting, and it went terribly wrong. I did film it, but it went so bad that I got aggravated, and it just I wasn't feeling it. I was trying to get the crucible seasoned correctly, and I did get it pretty well seasoned, but I ended up putting it too much in there. Then the hand torch wasn't getting hot enough, and I was just having all kinds of issues. So I came inside, sat down at the computer, and ordered a torch. So I did some hunting on Amazon, and after doing some research on YouTube, watching around for what kind of torches, I found a couple that looked like they work. So again, I went back to Amazon and I ordered this little guy, and this is a torch. So we have a 2-piece unit, or a 2-gas unit. So we're going to be running oxygen and MAP gas, and I do have the tanks outside already, and I did get the disposable tanks to start off with, but we did pick up a full-blown torch. This definitely gets a lot hotter than the hand torches do. This is going to hopefully make my life a lot easier. I do need to get some more tips for this. It didn't come with any spares, just the one. So I will probably, over the course of the week, maybe Friday after I get paid, pick up a couple torches, or a couple tips for the torch. But yes, hopefully this is going to make my life a lot easier. And the hand torch that I've got in there, the one that just sticks on the top of that propane bottle, I'll just use that to keep the crucible hot. And of course, this is the one that I'll use for melting the silver. So hopefully this will get my problem fixed for that. Of course, when I'm using the furnace, I have no issues at all at melting it and keeping it hot. But, the smaller jobs, this hopefully is going to take care of those issues. And so that's what happened for me over the course of the week. We picked up our torch, picked up some silver, of course, and almost had a granddaughter show up. But all in all, it was a wonderful week. And I do thank the good Lord for the blessings of the week. And I pray that He continues to watch over all of us and keep us all safe and sound. But that's what I've got for you. And I thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch this video. Please let me know down in the comments what you think. And remember to hit the like and subscribe button so that you can always remember to follow along on my silver journey. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.